Alright, welcome back. Alright, welcome back to the build. This will be I think this is going to be the final installment before we actually put it out there. Since the last time I came in, put a lot of detail stuff. Oops, I stuck my hand in a little. Put a lot of detail weeds in. Basically just a big mixture of stuff. The point of this was to be virgin area, hasn't been traveled before, just overgrown, heavy, middle of summer, all sorts of stuff growing. So what we're going to do is we're going to mount the tank, mount the tree, but I'm going to add a little bit more over here just so I can show you a little bit more of what I did. The other thing we're going to do is, I'll show you quick, is when this tank is in here, it's going to be all camoed up, you know, with the field shrubs, debris, everything else. I didn't do this side yet. Once we mount this thing here, I'll add some to that side. Again, this is kind of post 1947. Anything could have been happening at this point, so this is kind of just to have fun, go as we, or you know, add whatever we want as we go. So what we'll start with is, I'll tell you what, just so you can see a little bit better, I'm going to twist this. I should be able to do it from over here. Should have my little spindle. Alright, we're going to take a little matte medium, just put it on the top of a cup. That's my favorite way. This little blob. Now as we add weeds, like I said, we're going to just add some more in here. They don't need to be as long as the grass. Actually, even half the size is fine. As long as once you put a little glue on it, we just stick them in and they adhere to the grass on the sides. Again, a majority of this is just, well, I call it the Field Weed 2, FW2. What we're going to do is we're just going to keep dipping it, the ends in the glue, and sorry, a little difficult doing it from this side. This is going to give us a little taller weed, add to our texture, because really once we put this tree in, we're not even going to be able to get in here. So I'll keep adding. And again, it doesn't have to go to the bottom. I'm not even trying to stick it in the bottom. I'm just enough glue on it in the stem to slide it in, and it just touches the grass, and when it dries, this will all adhere. We got a couple different colors here. Now I'll go through after and just probably add a little bit more detail. This is as far as I'm going to get in the video stage, because the base I'm going to paint off camera to make it easier. This is just primer around the base. We'll do a little bit of cleanup, and the final pictures you'll be able to see on the Scenic Factory Facebook page, or Armorama, or somewhere of that. Alright, we'll put a couple more in here. I'm also going to mix in some brown, a little dead. Just keep adding. Again, you can just keep going as much as you want. I'm just trying to add a little variety. It is monotonous, but there's really no other way to really do it. Added a couple splashes of color, little yellow flower, same with the purple, so we're going to just like to balance that a little bit. Even though the tank will be this whole area, tree here, but I just want to balance a little bit of our purple flower over here. So we'll just snap the bottom of the stem off. Same with this, does not have to go to the bottom. I just want it in there enough to go right over here. I'll be a little bit lower. I'm going to add another piece too, I think. Here. This is basically the purple Caspia. This is totally natural. This isn't dyed, preserved, nothing. but it makes a nice purple flower, field looking flower. Alright. Now we'll add another little field shrub weed piece here. Stick that in here. Just need to get it down far enough. Alright. Basically what I'm looking for is the cluttered, overgrown field look. I don't know if you've ever been to a field where it's got a little bit of everything in it. Once we put the tank down in the tree though, I think I'm going to add we'll throw in a little dead sapling there. I got a whole bunch of stuff to pick through over here. Still don't want to get too carried away. I'll show you the figures real quick because it won't be in the video. I'll be doing those after the fact. Now again, the point of this is kind of later on and a little freaky, so we'll temporarily set the tank where it's going. Just here. Once I turn this, you'll be able to see it more. We used the mud to put the field weed in here, and we rolled it over to give it the look that it's going that direction. So basically, what we're going to use is a figure right here. It's going to be a little post-op, little sniper guy here. That we have to paint yet. Just put his little air hose on and his gas mask. Gas mask for what? No idea. Just thought it looked cool. We're going to put him here. The commander, which this hatch on this thing is friggin' tiny, so it took a little bit to weasel, but this is going to be, once we paint him, that'll be the guy that's going in there. Kind of same idea. Gas mask. If you look at the size of these hatches, I have no idea how he actually, in reality, would fit in there. But we're not going to ruin with that. And then for fun, on the back, we're going to have a dead SS guy. Now his position worked out perfect. You'll see in the final pictures. I actually molded him to the back. He's going to be on the back deck, roped down, but he's going to be dead. Just as a little prize for these guys for this particular diorama. So, just to throw a little twist in it. So what we're going to do, I'll show you this back here where the weeds were, and then I think we'll get the tank mounted up. Kind of see. What I did is I left where the tank's actually going to get glued down totally bare. I didn't put no reason to put anything there. We used the dry mud, not to see any mud, but just to kind of give it an impression of weight going down, and we rolled the field over all going the way that the tank's going. So let us actually let's see something different. So what we're going to do to mount the tank is, I could use regular white glue. I'm just going to use wood glue. It's a little bit stronger. I don't really use it for anything else. I'm going to have no reason to get this thing off of here after the fact. This is kind of going to live with this. So, although I'm not going to gloop it on, the base isn't totally flat where these tracks are because of the Sculptamold. So I'm just going to put a couple drab piles in a couple spots and hope that one of them actually touches the tank. And I'll let you in on a little goof, not a little goof, but something I realized after the fact with the tree. Alright, this is rolling right up to the hedge line, so make sure that we're covered. Alright, we are actually going to be touching, so I want to make sure I line it up in the back here for a little weed pattern. Alright. See the little dip there? So we're going to leave it like that so it's level, so I know what should attach in those spots. Alright. Now we're going to throw a couple weeds on now, because once I put this tree on, I'm not really going to be able to see anything. So I'm trying to mimic some of whatever the field is here. We're going to make believe these guys got a little carried away with their camoing. So I'm basically just going to take some more of the scenic shrub. Find my glue. You know, again, how, you know, would they put this much on? No idea. That's what's fun about this. We can do whatever we want. Some of this, some of these pieces, and also intertwined into this shrub line, is the Mini Nature product, which is really, really good. I really like it. There's a couple different ones. Cool. Not too much glue on that. Again, don't cover grills, don't cover engine grills, don't cover sight glasses. Put some here. Again, this is matte medium, not white glue. You could use white glue, but white glue seems to always leave more of a sheen. This dries very flat. And again, you want to use the same stuff that's in this field. There are little hooks on it where it would have, well, they'd probably tie it. Get a little different color here. Oops. After the fact, I'll go through a little bit more just to keep this moving along. But I also have little pieces of weeds, pieces of flower, little everything. Just kind of making this thing blend in. Alright, now, here's my little goof. The base of this is all styrofoam. Not really thinking ahead of time that I had a giant tree that weighs a lot. I'm going to put it in with wood glue. And I have to tie it up to get it in the right spot and let it dry overnight. But even at that, the chances are this thing might break through at some point. Or not break through, but it might come dislodged. If I was actually doing a bunch with this or shows or something, I probably would leave it as a two-piece because it's easier to take the thing off. But I'm going to glue it in for this. What I would have done differently if I knew now is I would have underneath here where the tree was going, I would have put a block of wood. And that way, when I could have put a longer mount pin on the tree and I could actually put it in wood. So right now this tree is only going to be adhered to the plaster cloth and Sculptamold shell, which will hopefully hold. So let's get the tree mounted and then we'll throw another couple things in here and get this thing wrapped up. Get where you can see it. Alright. Take my dogs out for a walk. I get ticks on my leg. Alright. Gotta hold the tree up with vice grips. Alright. We're going to mount it, but I'm going to have to move this thing back so you can actually see it. This thing takes up a lot of room. Now, I know kind of the way this thing is going. I'll show you the tree again quick. I don't know if you can see. You can see. It's pretty big. This thing is about almost 12 inches tall and 12 inches wide. It's kind of large. Now the point of this tank is it's kind of sitting behind it and angled around, so I'm just going to test fit it real quick in the hole I do have going on. So what I'm going to have to do, see how it kind of sags down, I've had the thing in and out so many times. I turn it like this, and I've got a 2x4 and all my trees and stuff stuck to it over here. What I'm going to do is mount it, and I'm going to use a piece of wire to kind of hold it in place, and that's going to dry overnight. So I'm going to put a big glob of the wood glue down here. And depending on what this looks like after it dries, I'm going to have to add some weeds around, little more weeds around the base of this. There. Find our hole. Alright. Looks really good when it's in the right spot. So, let's get some wire here. You can't really see, but I'm just tying this thing up with a piece of copper wire here. Doesn't take much to move it. I'll roll it back. So I wasn't really sure, huh? Of course, I need it to go over there a little bit. Alright, this is where we find anything we can and we prop stuff up until the glue dries. Alright, that actually looks pretty good. Let's see from the top. Alright. Alright, so listen, we're going to leave that to dry. You know what I'll do? I'll throw a dead sapling in our little wood line here. If you can see this. These are an extra large version of the fine fall growth. It could actually be labeled as a sapling. It's not. You can do whatever you want with it. I like it for saplings. There's actually a larger size also. Because if you don't use it for this, you can actually snip individual pieces off and use it for the dead vegetation or a fall scene. I'm going to do this just like, put some on there. Just like the weeds, actually. I'm going to stand up. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to stand up and find a home for this. Somewhat in the middle. Somewhat in the middle, but we'll move it over a little bit. There's always a little dead sapling somewhere. Alright, now I have to double check after knocking the table over. Looks good. Alright. Now originally with this kind of theme I was going with, I was going to have somebody hanging from the tree, but that was too hard to figure out. So alright. Alright, well there we have it. This is where we're going to end this. I'm going to paint the base off camera. I got to clean up some of these edges. Actually, when I did this, we just let it hang over the side. You know, I'm going to paint this off camera. Still have to do the figures. The final pictures I'll put on the Facebook Scenic Factory Facebook page, or they'll pop up somewhere. Hope you enjoyed it. Simple as far as it's just a level scene, but I know there's not a lot of green scenes out there, i.e. summer scenes, so I just want to show some of the different products. how you can use them, kind of intertwine it. It looks great, realistically. Again, the shrubs are super simple, doing it the way I did it. Just got to add variety, add color. Everything has got kind of the mono green look like it would, except for the little punches of color. But it just takes little alterations of there's 3 or 4 different colored greens in there really, but they're close enough. So I think it came out well. Again, you can just your imagination is the limit. You just keep going. I may throw in a sapling or 2 of regular. I've made a couple, I think I showed you before, but I got a couple different, couple little field saplings, the long tall ones. Haven't decided yet. We'll leave that as a mystery in the final picture. We'll see where we wind up. But okay, great. Again, it's John from the Scenic Factory. Hope you enjoyed it, and until the next video, we'll see you later.